Well, we've been thinking about how we can expand our sport opportunities for students who desire to be at the university. And so we are looking at different sports, and certainly bass fishing is an emerging sport across the country in high schools and in college. Over 300 college angler teams across the country representing different universities and colleges, and so we wanted to be a part of that. As you know, the background we've had with our leadership had the opportunity to build a program before, and so it just made sense for us to consider doing the same at ETBU. For us, knowing that Skeeter Boats was within our region, just in the neighboring county, and learning of its history, that Mr. Thurman from Shreveport designed the first Skeeter boat, and me being born in Shreveport and raised in Minden, and then for that boat to be designed in Shreveport and then manufactured, the first Skeeter boat manufactured in Marshall. It's just amazing to see the history, the legacy of that, and now here we are, ETBU partnering with the #1 bass performance boat in the world in Skeeter boats. Well, when we started thinking about a bass partnership, knowing that we needed boats on the water and who we'd look to, it's a God thing. I mean, the provision was through Jeff Stone. I spoke at his church at First Baptist Longview, and he was there, and he reached out to me and made a connection through some people that we knew mutually. And so we had lunch and talked about what had been done in the past and our leadership on bass fishing development. And he had interest with Skeeter expanding their involvement, their investment in the collegiate market. And as he stated, he wanted to do the first partnership of any college with ETBU, given the proximity to Marshall here in Longview and the history of the first boat being built in Marshall. And certainly he has a love for the Lord. He's a man of strong Christian faith, and he believes in what we're doing and that we're going to use bass fishing as an instrument for evangelism, discipleship, and ministry. And our young men and women that will be anglers on the water are going to reflect the Spirit of Christ. They're going to reflect the light of Christ. As we say on the hill, may the light on the hill never die. And so may that light leave our campus and be on the water early in the morning as they fish. And I know our guys and girl anglers are going to be out there, sharing the Lord, loving on people, certainly being competitive. God calls us to be excellent, to reflect Christ's excellence, and so we are going to put the best anglers with the best equipment on the water, and it just fits. I mean, when you think about how we do things in life, how we live our life, how we work, I mean, that's why we look to Skeeter. I mean, Skeeter reflects excellency in the staff. They reflect the excellence of Christ and how they live their life, and it's manifested in how they build their boats. Mr. Taylor, who's vice president for operations, oversees the manufacturing of these boats, and so you've got quality people who are committed to a high standard, and so that just conveys to our anglers of how they need to live their life, and hopefully some of them will continue to do well and maybe be on the professional circuit, and it could be what started here at Skeeter Boats in Kilgore. Our anglers may be representing one day a Skeeter boat and Skeeter on the professional circuits. Well, as you know, we're going to proclaim Christ. That's who we are as a Christian institution. And so emblazoned on our boat is going to be Mark 1:17. Follow me, be my disciples, and I will make you fishers of men. Those were Jesus' words to Andrew, Peter, James, and John, those fishermen that he found along the way. And he said, drop your nets, follow me. And what they did, they dropped their nets and they followed him. They didn't look back. They ran after him and they followed him. And we're here today because those men planted seeds for the gospel across the globe. And that's what our guys are going to do. Even though they're going to be fishing, they're going to be sharing the word of God. They'll be praying with other anglers. They'll be leading in Bible studies, having a devotional in the mornings with those that want to come out early before the tournaments. And that's what we expect. That's what the standard we'll set. And we want to be seen not only as a leader on the water, but they'll see the hearts of our guys and girl anglers and know that they have a love for the Lord and a love for them. Among college programs across the country, there are very few that scholarship. And so we want the very best anglers coming out of high school and other community colleges. And there may be some anglers that are at other institutions that decide that ETBU might be a better fit for them. So we welcome them if God calls them, and we're going to try to help them as best we can to make their college experience more affordable. And how we'll do that is providing $5,000 scholarships annually for each angler that's on the team. For a 4-year student, that's $20,000. Of course, that partners with our Christian Leadership Scholarship, which is up to $5,000, our Academic Excellence Scholarship up to $11,000. So you start putting that together, $16,000 plus the $21,000. You put other things together for an angler who may get a church match. You can really reduce the cost of what it takes to make a Christ-centered education, that value-added education, affordable. And we just want young men and women to be transformed. We want their lives to be transformed, and we want to challenge them to go out and transform the lives of other people, and they can do that through bass fishing.